Morning. So, for those of you wondering what we're doing today, this is a little baby billet of Damascus. It's 22 layers. It's a bandsaw and handsaw blade. I know the bandsaw is 15 and 20. As far as the handsaw goes, we're going to have to find out. So we'll hopefully see some, see a little bit of contrast, but there's no guarantees. We'll see what we can do. Morning, Crawford. Morning, Ting. How are we going today? Morning, Adam. Hey Randall, third go round, not sure what you're talking about. Morning from Washington State. Morning, Daryl. Although I suppose it's evening for you. Most definitely morning here, as you can tell by the fact that Nick is pretty much dead. Awesome, Daryl. It's always good. Never a bad time to light lodge. Got my borax tray. Even got a spoon holder notch. the things you learn to use things for. Hey Randy, how you going, buddy? Warm up a little bit, and we'll reflux. Hello, Hamilton, New York. Mark. What's the day looking like today? I think it's going to get up to about 25 degrees Celsius, so it's only in like the mid 70s, low 70s. A message had to draw for the knife giveaway. I did that last week, right, on Wednesday. That's already been drawn. Curiosity Forge won that one. Yeah, we've had a run of really nice cool weather. So. absolutely bucketed down with rain recently. Alright, we're getting to about the temperature where I can do my preliminary flux. Morning, Sepsis Forge. Negative 9 degrees Celsius. Ooh, that's nice. That sounds like good weather to me. You've lost your voice. Well, that's no good. Well, at least you don't need it for typing comments on my stream. So this will be the first time we're running Forge Weld or Damascus under the hydraulic press. Fair enough. Morning, Jared. Yeah, I started a couple of minutes early. Working Halloween as a scare actor. Cool. Fair enough, Randall. It's always next time, mate. Actually, we know we didn't start on time. I started 5 minutes early. I decided to change it up for a little bit. Do something unusual. Well, yeah. I mean, the amount of times that I've started late, I figured it was time I started early for once. Yeah, fair enough, Interceptor. That's what you do. Hey, Ian. How you going? 0 degrees Celsius in Louisiana. Yeah, fair enough. It's been unseasonably cold here the last couple of weeks, which has been nice. It's been great. I want it to keep up. We had a run of a couple of days where it started to look like normal Australian spring, which was humid as hell and up around 30 degrees. And I was like, oh, here we go. But then no, it did kind of drop straight back down to the mid-20s, low 20s. We had a couple of days of storms and showers. Today's the first day without rain. So yeah, I don't know. I approve. Oh, cool. Well, welcome to the channel, mate. Glad you could join a live stream. I always have fun on these. These are my social gatherings for the week. Most of the time. Occasionally, I end up going out other places, but then I end up hungover and sounding like crap on the Forgecast. Well, I'm waiting for it to get up to heat, Randy. Can't crack the whip that hard. And I was working bloody hard this week. around and heat treated all of these hex hawks and this pontoon hex hawk and this throwing axe yesterday. We forged them all out on Tuesday. Yeah, been hard at work. Actually, why I missed making the Friday video that I promised I was going to make. Sorry, need heat. Yeah, I think I still need heat. Press and press. That's it. I want to let the center of the billet get up to temperature, because if it doesn't, then the next, then the middle of the billet won't weld. Yes. No, just Preston, 1S. All good. And ton in the English ton is T-O-N-N-E. Oh, there we go. Let's see if I can get a shot of this before it flies away. Some native Australian wildlife. Right, so zoom in. Woo. Little Kimura. He's lived around here for a while. I've actually known him since he was a baby. Okay, so Sean, I'm in Perth. I'm in Perth, Western Australia. So on the far western side of Australia, down near the bottom. And he is in Tasmania. So he's in that little island off the eastern side of Australia, down the bottom. So we're both on the same. Longitude. We're on a similar longitude. He's actually slightly more south than me, but we're we're 3 hours apart in latitude at the moment. He's on daylight savings. When daylight savings finishes, we'll be 2 hours apart in latitude. We're about 3,500 kilometers from each other. Morning, Caitlin. Nice, Jared. Hey, Mr. Coffee, how you going? All right. We're pretty much there. Alright, so doing the first weld. Throw it on one squish and then come back in. Go. That was the first weld. Looks like it took. Oh, you're as young as the one you're feeling. That's the way. That's what I always say. Oh, if I'm as old as I feel, I'm in my mid-60s. Because I'm running a Venturi Forge back 40, I run at about 23 psi. 23, 25, depending. That's it, drop it. How's it going, Melvin? Yeah, Revenge of the Borax. Historically, my luck with forge welding with borax has been spotty. Mainly because I didn't take the time to properly prep my billets. But yeah, with the press, I'm hoping we can mitigate a lot of the problems. What about a 2-burner? Yeah, so 2-burner forge is good. This doesn't really need 2 burners. I'll set up the pentacle on the ground, and we'll, set up the candles. Put a little cup of borax in the middle. Commit a Roy seance. Properly prep the billets. Yeah, well. Proper planning and preparation prevents piss poor performance. Yeah, we'll take the term proper preparation. Yeah, so 2-burner forge is good. It all depends on the length of your forge. This one's like big enough that I could probably get away with 2 burners, but it's just, yeah, not something I'm doing right now. I've got to build a new forge, so yeah. Thanks, Back 40. I'm glad you're enjoying the Forgecast. The latest episode was up yesterday. I was horribly hungover for the recording of that one. The next episode, which will be next Friday, so in 6 days' time, will be a very big episode for the Forgecast. Some changes happening. Things can't not go to plan. Well, this is true, Jared. Yeah, the Gammaco burners are great. That's a lot of peas, yeah. I can't tell more. We're keeping it a secret. Swapping out the dies. Got these nice full ring dies we made up. guys. Yeah, the unveiling of the Forgecast calendar, exactly. Did I get skipped? I can't remember. I was so out of it, Sean. I did not pick up that Forge on Facebook, Mark. I don't have the money for it. I wish I did. I really wish I did, because that's a really nice 3-burner forge. I don't know, Caitlin. Apparently I was getting sent a ribbon burner, so there is potential that I could set up a ribbon burner forge, but if I don't get sent one, then I probably won't make one. The press is definitely new, yes. Preston is definitely new. He's only been in the shop for like 2 weeks now. So, potentially, Jared, they'd be relatively small. Oh, was it you that was sending it to me, Daniel? Yeah, okay. That's all good, man. I'm not expecting anything, but yeah. What steel do I use? So, I use kind of all kinds of steel. Ideally, I'd be using 15920 and 1084, like known steels. In this case, we're actually using bandsaw blade, which I know is 15920, and some handsaw blades, some old handsaw. So, I'm not sure if they're going to contrast, because I haven't really tested the handsaw before. This is kind of a test billet. So, we'll see how it goes. But yeah, I use a lot of scrap. You can actually watch my Scrap Damascus series. There is a series on how to choose scrap, what scrap goes really well together. It's in my, I think it's in my heat treating playlist, if I'm right. It might not be in my heat treating playlist. I'm going to have to make a playlist for a Damascus, but yeah. It's on my channel. If you go to my channel and look up the Damascus, I've got 2 episodes. One episode on prepping billets and one episode on actually forge welding and stuff like that. So. And I go into forge welding with gas and with charcoal. So. Yeah, tested the contrast with file steel. Actually, that was part of the series that I did on the set. Yeah, it's good stuff, isn't it, Jared? Oh, nice. That's cool, Belvin. Yeah, so I think in that test I did 5 billets. Was it 5 or 4? I think it was 4. Yeah, okay. So I did a leaf spring and file steel and bandsaw, spring and bandsaw. I know there was another one. Oh, and mild steel and file steel. Yeah. And then we turned the mild steel and file steel into the Damascus straight razor that's on my channel. Time to do some drawing. I might try and move the camera, the stream might drop, but it's much more interesting if you can actually see what I'm doing. Camera. Hey, Techron. Alright. Yeah, the Yamago burners are great. They're really simple though. Alright, see you, Jared. Thanks for checking in, buddy. Alright. Alright. Yeah, I mean, this forge that I got here, I actually bought from a spring manufacturer who had it sitting under a table somewhere, and I paid like 200 bucks for it. The burner is a Gameco 1-inch burner. Running the Gameco 1-inch, about 25 psi. I drilled out my orifice to 1.5 mil, which is 8 thousandths, or a little bit more than 8 thousandths. It's like 8.5 thousandths. Right, 80 thousandths, 85 thousandths. Can I explain acid etching? Well, it's relatively simple. When used in Damascus, for instance, you're talking about using acid to remove material from the surface of the material. And depending on your alloy content, and depending on what materials you're alloyed with, will control how fast the material etches. So, you know, very high carbon steel with no other alloys will erode quite quickly in acid. Whereas a nickel alloy, so something that's got a bit of nickel in it, a bit of chromium, stuff like that, will etch slower. So you have a high nickel alloy or a high etch resistant alloy and a low etch resistant alloy. You weld those together, and then when you etch them, the dark steel, dark meaning it etches faster, will erode away faster, which means it gives you that patterning. Hey Len. So it basically just means that you get higher volume for pressure. So I wanted to get the best effect in the big forge out of one burner, and so I needed that higher volume of gas. Iron holler eventually. I'm sorry, man. I've been behind on everything. I mean, I can run this on 8 psi if I want to. I can run it on 4, but it doesn't heat anything up. Yeah, I mean, drilling out your orifice can help for sure. Okay, Kobe. Yeah, so that's 30 thousandths. That's just under a mil, so it's like 8 mil. That's like 0.8, which is the standard. Hey Jay, how you going? Yeah, it gives you a pretty rich mix, Techron. That's exactly right. Although your mix then just comes down to 8 psi will melt steel. Well, that'll come down to the efficiency of your forge. This is an incredibly fuel inefficient forge. That's why I need to build a new one. Back to the press. Gas is good, especially if you don't want to be cleaning up after yourself all the time. It's also really good if you have fire bans in your area. The reason that I run gas all the time is because during summer it's illegal to own any kind of fire that creates sparks. Yes, I will eventually rig up a foot pedal for my press. Hey, Foxrun, how you going, mate? You need better quality rebar, Jay. Yeah, fair enough, Sean. The Devil Fortress is pretty good. It's no more expensive than anywhere else. Hey, Caitlin, welcome back. Can I lie to you instead? No, I'm not gonna lie to you instead. No. We don't bullshit people here. Let there be light. I use both charcoal and gas, but gas is preferable during fireban season. Fair enough, Caitlin. Most ribbon burners that I know of run at about 4 psi, so if you're going to get it running at 2 psi and actually getting to forge welding temperatures, then good on you. A lot of that will come down to your volume and your blower pressure. Hey Alan, how you going, buddy? Actually, someone asked that earlier, Len. Daniel Crawford has very, very generously offered to send me a ribbon burner, so I probably will end up building a ribbon burner forge at the stage, whenever that happens. Hey, Cat! That's true, Interceptor. I mean, I do that with my charcoal forge occasionally. Roast marshmallows as well. Oil burners are pretty good. If a lot of the time with oil burners, I actually would probably prefer diesel if I was going to go that way. And basically that would have to be an LPG diesel. So you'd have to fire up with LPG, get it up to heat, and then switch over to diesel, because otherwise it's really hard to get diesel forges ignited. Same with oil. Morning, Dragon Water Forge. Morning, Toyotix. How you going? Oh, fair enough. Have you hit the bell notification icon? Sometimes. And now when you hit the bell notification icon, you have to select all, because they have like some for some reason. You can subscribe and get none, subscribe and get some, or subscribe and get all. I'm like, why? They veggie might, indeed. Well, I veggie will, but... Yeah, diesel's great for foundries. Peter Burt, who we had on the Forgecast recently, who specializes in making Woods Damascus steel, is definitely a fan of running diesel foundries for smelting steel. It's not something that I've run into yet. Yeah, it's true, Techron, but a lot of the time the diesel you can run at a lower pressure. It's all good, Crawford. No rush, buddy. 1/8 inch 6 of food grade stainless. Well, depends on what the food grade stainless is, because it could be a 300 series or a 400 series. And if it's a 400 series, it needs to be over a 40 then to get to be martensitic. So, I mean, for most of the stainless that I would use, I'd use it for fittings, like guards or you know, that kind of thing. No, Daniel's in America. Waste oil is good, yeah. If you can get a forge running on waste oil, it's good. Cool, Sean. Thanks for that. I'll definitely have a look. It is something I've thought about. At the moment, the LPG is working for me, though. All right. Let's fill it out. Sucks. That sucks, Jay. Well, if I lose you, thanks for jumping in. Yes, I do plan on putting a foot control on the press eventually. Yeah, that's it, man. Good one, Alan. That's weird, Interceptor. I think you're going to the wrong dealer. Yeah, that'd be nice, Caitlin. Yeah, I used to pay $20 a 8.5 kilo bottle, Glenn, but now they've jumped it to $22.95. Thickness of steel for starting out. So it depends on what you're trying to make. Yeah, it really does depend on what kind of knife you're trying to make. No, I'm just clearing. Yeah, it's one of those things, Len. I think it's just going to keep jumping. I'm eventually going to purchase some 100-pound bottles and put them outside. Palm them in through the top here into the forge. You can, Aaron, that's true. How you going, Aaron? If you completely weld up the seams, then you can make stainless Damascus. Most of the chat is from the US, back 40. I live in suburbia. I can buy tons of propane, or actually LPG. Thanks. Measure it. Measure it and mark it. Now I'm going to find my hot chest. swing a hammer.
Terrible. This is what I signed up for.
I didn't become a blacksmith to swing a hammer. Yeah, Alan, it can do. It can do. Oh man, that's a deep subject, Dragon Water. That's a lot of subject. Basically, whatever works, works. But I'm more of a fan of bricks than isowall or KO-wall. But if you want Vortex, it's easier to use isowall and a round body forge. I don't particularly give a crap about vortices, so I'm happy with my brick forges because they're easy to realign. Well, you can make one and say that, Jay. It doesn't take anything to say it. It takes a whole different thing to prove it. And I don't mind if you call yourself a nice smith as long as you don't call yourself a good one. Morning, Hans. How you going, buddy? Yeah, KO's a pain in the ass. Yeah. I wasn't forging over my Hardy. I was well away from my Hardy. This hammer has an incredibly long handle. I was perfectly safe. Although, yeah, don't do that. Do as I say, not as I do. not advisable to forge with your hot cut in. Just a disclaimer. What?
Yeah, probably not.
No, definitely not. Yeah, no, kale is definitely not a good one. Hey, Billy! How you going, buddy? So, oh, hey, Curtis. Thanks, Charmy. Hello. I've been it's been growing on me. So the process of putting water on the anvil is pretty old. It's most popularized by the Japanese, who call it kitai, wet forging. And basically all it does is, as the incredibly hot material hits the anvil, and you'll notice that I was lifting the work and then hitting it onto the anvil, is that it captures a small bubble of water, but because the steel is so hot, it instantly vaporizes that water in a micro explosion of steam, and what that steam does is super cool the layer of scale on it, and then blow that scale off. So it's not just the nature of the explosion that blows the scale off, it's also the fact that it's cooling that surface material and then blowing it off, because it becomes very brittle. It's a useful technique for bladesmiths, even if you're not doing Damascus. It's really useful technique for when you're doing your finishing passes on your bevels and stuff like that, vanishing, because it removes the pitting you get from scale. Because a lot of the time when you forge a blade out, if you're not doing that thing, or if you're not brushing it before you forge your bevels, you're going to end up with a very pitted bevel, and that's never a good thing. In this instance, I'm using it to blast the scale off the surface, so that the forged welding surfaces will be cleanish for the weld. Clean off as much of that really thick scale as I can, so that the borax can take away what's left. That is Mick in the back, Curtis. He will wave at you. All right, Interceptor. Thanks, mate. 3,000 degrees Fahrenheit. That's pretty good. It gets incredibly hot, Dragon Water. Oh, you had a low temperature castable, Caitlin. Use Satanite castable, 2600 or 3600, then you'll never melt it. It'll crumble, but it'll never melt. They certainly can, Melvin. They can also knock fingers off hands. Yeah, most are only rated to 2100, so. Alright, Aaron, thanks for checking in, mate. Oh, that's weird, eh, Caitlin? I'd be asking for your money back. checking in, mate. Yeah, caster light's good. Yeah, it is, Melbourne. That's exactly why guitar is very useful. Fair enough, Caitlin. Let's run the press. We're making Damascus, guys. We're making Damascus. So for those of you worrying about me putting my fingers between the dies while it's running, with this, it's not really a concern. Oh yeah, no, rigidizer isn't good enough for actually lining a forge. One of the points of contention that I've had with Gamaco's refractory kits, they don't send you enough Satanite to cover your cable. They just send you rigidizer. Thanks, Dragon Water. My dad and I built it. Yeah, hard fire bricks are good. So the hard fire bricks are really good for coal forges and stuff. For gas forges, the hard fire bricks are actually a detraction because they suck up too much heat. That's why I have to rebuild the new forge, because I need the light cast refractory bricks. Fair enough, Curtis. The issue with that is if your KO wool is not rigidized and it's not held in place, then the fibers can be loosened over time with the heat. And KO wool and iso wool are asbestos-based materials, or they're actually a ceramic microfiber, which is in the asbestos family and can cause mesothelioma. So I don't particularly like the idea of drowning in my own lung fluids. So yeah, I would definitely use rigidizer on my KO wool, and I would use rigidizer and Satanite. But that's why I end up going with bricks instead, so I don't have to worry about that. Safety third. I can't hear anything wearing my earplugs though. Forgot that it wasn't running. Fail. The dimensions of my forge. I keep getting asked this, and I measure it, and then I forget. Have a ruler. Kevin. Not nice, Kevin. Alright, I'll use the pen. Alright, circle the star. It's 6.5, it's 6 by 5.5. 6 by 5.5. And about 11 inches deep. Oh yeah, it's an incredibly quiet press. I'm really happy with how quiet it is. Young and sprightly Mick puts them on the floor, so I can't reach. Yeah. It's a 2 horsepower motor, 2 horsepower electric motor. I don't, Charming Hollow. I just use some super high density refractory bricks on the bottom and I just replace them when they die. Yeah, Hollow, that was a must-have for my forge build, for my press build. Yeah, it was free. I measured it in freedom units for all you Americans. Yeah, no, I'm just going to throw it out. You're all good. I can run it on my own. It's a small enough billet, it doesn't really need service. Yeah, fair enough, Melbourne. All right. Absolutely, Hans. I'm leaving it out. Raise the forge past the borax. Isotunes, yeah. Yeah, these are 3M work tunes. Yeah, these are the 3M work tunes, the MF stuff. Amazing, I love them. I'm certainly trying to, Roy, Coffee, but he's not showing up. The what? No, he's not. Brandy was trying to summon him earlier. 22 layers we started with. Yeah, that's it, Daniel. Yeah, so 22 layers, a bandsaw, another saw of layers. Yeah, 44 layers now, and then we'll go to 88, and it'll be ready. I can't tell you where I got them, Len, but they are Jarrah. Or actually, the bottom ones, those three are Jarrah. Then I've got some LVL, which is laminated veneer lumber from a building site that I used to work on, which I used to use for top beams in big buildings. And then I just got a couple of pieces of Jarrah board just to prop it up that little bit extra to get the right height. But these are massive hunks of very, very old, very, very well-aged Jarrah. But I'm not allowed to tell you where I got them. Fair enough, Coffee. Yeah, no, Jarrah's great. Yeah, absolutely. It's incredibly plentiful over here. And all of those are pinned and glued together with liquid nails. Give you a bit of an up close prefer. Yeah, there is protector. They're earmuffs with Bluetooth. 3M work tunes. They're freaking awesome. Not sponsored by 3M, although I wish I was. Although I may have some more products from 3M recently. Yeah, probably. You should be able to get some Len, although you'd probably be looking at more like iron bark and stuff like that over there. Press the on button, Sam. Honestly, pine makes a decent angle stand. Yeah, the press is brilliant. I love it. Oh, that's nice, Caitlin. Yeah, hold on. The quick travel is an incredibly important thing for a press. Especially if you want to be doing a lot of drawing out. Well, Caitlin, if you want to know the parts, it's all a factory standard Boma Ag 20-ton electric press. Yeah, 3M work tunes. They're a very simple design. 3M. That's the on button. That's it. They're so simple. You can buy the ones from Tactics. They're a little bit cheaper. They have like volume dials and stuff on them. I didn't want all that extra gear, and they're also a little bit higher profile. They tend to stick out a little bit more. I wanted the low profile, and I wanted just on off. That's it. All of the volume and stuff's controlled through the phone. How's it going, Bob? Yeah. So let's see if I can get a shot of the side of the forge without the side of the press without dropping the stream. So there is the name of the company that builds it, Boomerang. It's a 2 horsepower, single phase, hydraulic motor. Actually, the only thing that's custom on here is the tank. My dad actually built that tank. And we built the dies, obviously. But otherwise, it's all pretty much factory standard. Yeah, you get a little bit of deflection out of these log splitter presses, purely because in order to have the tight tolerances that you need, you would basically bind the whole thing up. Unless you ran it on like bearing rollers, angles, like a proper forging press, like the Anyang presses. If I could, I would definitely solid in there. Let me pull you back over. We didn't exactly go to a lot of depth about trying to get these to fit properly. So they do rattle around a little bit. So yeah. See you later, Blackwater, Back 40. Have a good one, mate. Yeah, so there is a little bit of deflection. Power is single phase. I don't know either, Caitlin, but if you look up Boomerang, you'll be able to find the details on the motors and stuff that they use, so you might be able to find an equivalent in the US. Yeah, sorry, Sean, it's one of those things where I move the phone around too much. It should stabilize now. Alright, well, it's not going to actually, because I'm going to move it back. I'm terrible, sorry. Rock this joint. As you can tell, the forge press is eminently controllable. I love this thing. Changing dies is as quick and easy as breathing. Yeah, the working height was something that I really wanted to keep as high as possible. The problem was I'll flip around again, the height, I'm not sure how far I can tell, yeah, it almost touches the roof, and that's right on the peak, which is 2.6 meters, so that's as high as we could lift it, basically. And I chose the forging press over a power hammer, mainly because of the money, but also because I live in a suburban neighborhood. This thing is so quiet that it's actually louder if I'm forging with a single hand hammer than if I'm running the press. And when me and Nick are running striker stuff, it sounds like a bomb going off. So yeah, the press is definitely advantageous. I would highly advise the press first, Robert. Unless you have the money and the space for a, power hammer. Oh, is coffee leaving? Oh, cheers, coffee. Thanks for jumping in, mate. So the total cost was probably about $1,500 Australian, and about 3 days work. The press itself cost $1,200 shipped. And then we spent about $300 on extra materials. The most expensive thing was building the tank. No, they're mild steel dies. Yeah, they're mild steel. They're not probably the best, but they're what I had lying around. I wanted some flat dies, so I made some. And honestly, we've cold crushed square tube. We did some cold crushing of square tube with those dies, and it barely even scratched it. There was this one where we had the dies slightly misaligned, and the edge of the die actually peeled the side off the tube. So I made a little teapot. Hey Damascus, how you doing? Awesome, cool man. Not quite at squishing time yet. Yeah, absolutely, Caitlin. Yeah, it's good to have different angles in the shop. Yeah. I don't know about that, Hans, man. I saw that Indian headdress, dude. No more than just a dude that cruising around. Ready for cut number 2. Flip you around and just put you over here for a minute. I don't know that ruler was. Ah, Nick stole it. It's his fault. What do we got? Another 120. About that. Alright. I'll just pick this up in my hand, shall I? Sounds like we're running out of gas. That's because we are. Yeah, Matt, yeah, Hans, that's on the list. Squaring guys are definitely on the list. New forge first. Oh man, I'm jealous. Like, how many road workers does it take to dig a hole? The answer is 10. One guy to dig the hole and 9 guys to stand around watching and making sure. Shave and a haircut. 2 bits. When I pull this out, you want to? Yep. He's on it. He's useful for something. I've yet to figure out what, but he's useful for something.
Fuck all.
Find the mark. Better than expected. While my wonderful assistant changes the bottles over. Whew. Take my earmuffs off for a minute. Oh no, I'm unraveling. I was always told wood warms you 3 times. Once when you chop it down, once when you cut it, and then once when you burn it.
Yeah, you're good.
Two bits, indeed. For those of my Australian brethren who are looking for a good grinder, my good friend Jake Mantell from 5 Hands Fabrication has recently just released his latest design, the Scorpion. It's kind of a Grizzly clone, but not. It's like a high-performance Grizzly clone, and it's freaking amazing. Like I've had a look at all the videos and stuff. He sent me a couple of things behind the scenes. I'm looking at getting one next year. Hello, Christy. How you going? Hopefully Jacob isn't killing himself. Ah, fair enough. I'm not sure what the shipping would be either. Oh no, I really like the one I have, Caitlin. I want two. I'm looking at expanding my operation. Had to light the incinerator, nice. About ready to flux this up. Ain't nobody fluxed with me. Back in the boat. It's our water bottle. Oh yeah, no, I've got to anhydrate my borax because yeah, it is hydrous borax. It's annoying. What are you talking about? I'm very sharply dressed. There you go. Now I'm sharply dressed. That better? I'm a sharp dressed man. Mick can't smell. Mick can't smell over his own set. That wasn't a hammer, Foxron. Well, it's a very sharp hammer. Oh, that'd be nice, Charlie Holly. I'm all too often stuck in the problem that the cobbler's children have no shoes. Mate, if my sink lines were so strong they were flammable, I would literally be on fire right now. Burn it all off. That's all good, Foxron. I make some of the sharpest hammers out there. And that works either way. Thanks, Damascus. You're pretty great yourself. Alright, let's get back to welding. I have to close this door. The light screws with the imagery. Drop you a little bit. There we go. Oh, press the on button. Don't tell him that he'll get a big head. It's big enough as it is. Go. Hold it. Yeah, it is pretty big, especially on his little neck. I have no idea, Caitlin. We first have to see if it works. Sorry, Damascus, we'll turn down the YouTube stuff. Thanks, Hans. You make some pretty friggin' awesome hammers yourself. I love one of yours, but yeah, I can't afford it. That's one of the problems. I couldn't even afford my own hammers. That's alright. That's alright, Billy. He doesn't own one of mine either. We all start making hammers so that we can trade them, or so that we can own custom hammers. Pretty much. The main reason I started making hammers was because I needed very specific hammers that you can't buy. Absolutely, Sean. That is part of the plan. It's one of the reasons I got the press. Recently, this week, Nick and I used the press to make these 5 wonderful, well, 4 hex hawks, my new design hex hawk, and 1 throwing axe. All of which will be available very soon. I really like this throwing axe. The scallops make it look pretty cool. Anyway, yeah, so these were all made using the press, and it was fantastic. Also, for those of you who followed my old posts about the hex hawks, will know that I cracked the beard off one of them. I turned it into a spontoon hawk. So this is my spontoon hawk. It has yet to have the bevels grounded. So, but yeah, so that's also a very cool design. All right, back to weld. That's as high as the layer count's going to go. Now we'll just switch out these dies and draw this out into a bar that I can turn it into some kind of blade. Ah, come on. Whoops. That came out with some violence. They're a bit warm. Good thing they're solid. Yeah. Yeah. Here we go. Rounding die, ready to go. Oh, fun. How did Jacob lose his batting gloves? I'd be willing to talk about that, Hans. Send me a message on Facebook, buddy. Pretty much, that's exactly what happens to me. Yeah, that's it, Billy. I actually did bring my gloves in from the car. I should probably use them. It's one of those days. Fair enough. Yeah, I did actually bring my welding gloves in. Why did I bring them? Oh, that's right, because we were doing some casting. Hit one was a foul. Oh, that sucks. Alright. I'm going to flip this camera around while Christy gives us a play-by-play on how my son is doing. At baseball. Baseball. And I'm going to draw this. Yeah. What's up, second? That's it. Ah, fair enough. One of those days. Did he get medicated before you went? I ask with the fact that you keep reminding me to medicate him. Never mind. Why is my pressure dropping? Next time. Little Sam doesn't exist, so he's 0. But my stepson Jacob is 11. You know why we're having such trouble with welds? Because the pressure has been turned down to peak training. So it wasn't running at full temperature, so it wasn't heating properly. I was wondering why the pressure was so low. Is it 12? Crap, I can't even remember Jacob's age. No, it's good, Daniel. It's all good. I say son purely because I'm lazy and I don't want to say the extra word. Besides, I'm only a step away from my dad. Some would say I'm a step up. So, there's been a couple of denominations. I'm interested to see if the rest of this takes them out. Yes, pontoon hawks are quite cool. They're very brutal. I try to be. Some days I wonder. Watch this. This will be coming out smoking, like properly smoking. Probably not very well, man. If he ended up taking all that banana bread, he probably took that last night because it was still in there when I checked yesterday. All right. So this is going to come out proper welding. Yeah, there we go. That looks a bit better. Why is it that every time I go to weld stuff, I'm running at the wrong temperature? When I go to forge stuff, I'm running at the wrong I'll tell you why. When I start to forge stuff, I go, oh, the pressure's too low, so I ramp it back up. And then what happens is that I go to heat treat stuff, so I ramp the temperature back down. I've folded it twice, Crawford. Yes, he's the punk, or the gremlin. Or the kidlet. Hi, Ben. The boy, yes, the boy is exactly right. You know you can't make me stop the dad jokes. The dad jokes are always going to be. My final words will be that. Oh, don't you love it, Billy? Yeah, so this is where it's going to stop. 80 layers, all I wanted. 88 layers, technically. 2 times my favorite number. Yeah, fair enough, Caitlin. Oh, I like to see. Hey, Uncle Buck. Thanks, buddy. Thanks for dropping in, man. Have fun with your daughter, mate. Hey, Monkey with a hammer. How you going? Look like a bear with a hat. Yeah, that's me, man. I'm a bear with a hat. Oh. Nothing quite like drawing out material on the press. Thanks, Ed. Yeah, they're nice. I like using them. They're 50mm round. As long as you get warm. I'm gonna have to go back and watch this after I finish, just to see how the camera microphone deals with the forge and the press, and then sitting right next to it. Apparently they can still hear me, but I'm interested to know how well they can hear me. I can't wait until I get my bloody, can't wait until I get my lapel mic. It's harder to hear me, yeah, well, I am kind of yelling to keep it all above it all, but it's mostly the forge. I mean, the press isn't that loud. Oh man, Ed, I'm jealous as hell. Say hi to Neil Kamamura for me. Another drawing aid. I want to draw down the width a little bit. pouring right on it, and then I'll do the flat dies. Yeah, we'll let it cool down, and then we'll test that next on the screen. Oh, did I? Oh, thanks, Hans. You're a legend, buddy. Yeah, John's awesome, dude. I'd very much like to meet him one day. But it's been good to be able to chat with Roy a couple of times on the Forgecast. He was actually my inspiration for the week this week on the Forgecast. If you guys are Forgecast listeners, you'll know what that means. Nice flat bar. Ready to forge this knife. Yeah, we've sent him a message, but he never got back to us. So yeah, if you want to mention it to him, Caitlin, that'd be great. I'm not sure if it's just that he hasn't been on social media recently, or... Very warm. Heavy gloves. Why use gloves in the asshole? Get in there. Come on. Okay, that's the wrong one. That's the top die. There we go. There we go. That was a lot better. Yeah, the pin setup was kind of the Dad, Mick, and I kind of came up with. Originally, we were going to use swing toggles, but then we figured out that the plates were hardened and pin setup. The bottom pin, so the bottom pin is spring loaded, as you can see. It has a lock. You can lock it down to trade plates in and then pick it up. The top pin is just gravity fed. Fair enough, Hans. Yeah, no, Roy's great. Love Roy. Actually, I lied. He wasn't my inspiration this week. It was my inspiration last week. This week was Lynn Ray. That pretty much does it. I might do one more flat now. See you, Damascus. You can listen to the Forgecast on Spotify, iTunes, or Simplecast. One of the three. I listen to it on Spotify. I know a few people like to download. I know a lot of people like to download it on the iTunes. Yeah, it's good, and I just forged it on the sides, and it didn't move, so that's good. I like it. Thanks, Jared. I didn't think you were still here. Gravity is so underrated. Or as one of my favorite movie quotes says, overkill is underrated. If anyone can name that movie, I'll be very happy. It's not iTunes anymore, it's something else. Okay, fair enough. I am not on the Aussie Knife Talk, no. That's run by Corin. We run an entirely separate podcast that has been around for a lot longer. You know, the Knife Talk podcast, the Aussie Knife Talk, the Knife Taker podcast is run by Corin Yamago and Mert Tansu and Kevin Slattery. They're all good guys. But no, I run alongside Alex Norton, Valhalla Ironworks, and Nils Ergman, Blacksmith from Sweden. We run the Forgecast. A much better podcast. There is our bar of Damascus. Ah, cool. 2 tagged out. He's definitely a better fielder than he is a batsman. That's not a bad thing, though.
No.
Good fielders are hard to find.
Yeah.
Oh, you're already good enough, Hans. If you want to be in an interview, all you have to do is contact us. The next couple of weeks, we've already got our spots filled, so we're not looking for interviewees. But very soon we will be looking again. Oh, cool. Thanks, Ed. Yeah, so we've got the next episode's already kind of preordained. Yeah, and then the one after that's already organized. But after that, we'll be looking for more interviewees. Yeah, it was one of my favorite TV shows growing up. So when they made a movie of it, and they had Liam Neeson, I just, I loved it. A lot of people didn't like it because it didn't stay true to the original, but I liked it. Nostalgia for the win. All right, so let's just chop the end off this. Caitlin, about your eyes. What do we got on the grinder? 120 grit. Let's trade that for a 240. Trying to figure out how to use my own grinder.
Yeah.
240 grit should give me a clean enough grind to see what I'm looking at. Where's the wet rest?
Down behind.
Ah, there it is. So I'm just going to grind the end on this, and we're going to get an etch on it. I'm going to let it cool down a little bit first. So we'll do that. We'll let it cool for a minute, and then I'll grind it. Oh yeah, the flap discs are terrible. Hey Alan, yeah, you're just in time to watch me do stupid things. Fair enough, Ed. Yeah, there's we've actually been around for quite a while, the Forgecast. Actually wearing a shirt without holes in it, or without huge holes in it today. So I can actually take my apron off for once. If anyone wonders why I'm always wearing an apron in these videos, it's because I don't own shirts without holes in them. Whew. Yeah, I've had one fly apart. It was a mistake on my part because I was trying to grind inside a corner and I caught the corner of the material and just exploded it. It was great. But then again, the most spectacular cutting disc fail I've ever seen was Mick. And he was cutting something. It was a brand new disc and it was a good Makita disc. And somehow, I have no fucking idea what he was doing, but he managed to shear the center washer, the center steel washer. He managed to shear that out, and the whole disc just came off the grinder. It was great.
It was the weirdest thing ever.
Oh yeah, it was crazy. I loved it. The surf in the background is Mick. he's my live-in power hammer. Yeah, that'll do it, Jared. Yes, he is my live-in power hammer. And occasional whipping boy. Some walkabout, that's it. You're not wrong. Yeah, fair enough, Charming Holly. Spotify is probably the easiest way to get it. If you download Spotify and look up the Forgecast. Although I'd pay for Spotify Premium, it's like $11 a month. It's definitely the best idea. I'll give a whole new idea of what our channel's about. Yeah, man. Well, it should be good enough to see if we get the contrast. We won't be able to see too much because it's still bloody hot. And again, don't do this at home, kids. I'm about to stick hot steel in acid. Not advisable.
No.
Don't do
Did we
this.
go through this like last week?
Yeah, we did. Well, actually, we didn't stick hot steel in acid back then. It's alright, I got my safety squints on. And I'm standing back. It should be fine. It's what we call an uber quick test etch. Oh yeah, I see contrast. You like it?
Right.
Well, good, yeah. There's some definite contrast there.
Oh, nice. We're a little bit worried about it.
Yeah, hot etching. That's it. We didn't know if this stuff was going to contrast because we were using saw blade and saw blade basically. We're using bandsaw blade and handsaw blade. I knew the bandsaw blade etches light, but I didn't know what the handsaw blade was going to etch like, so we were just kind of playing it by ear. Get the wipe off. Wipe off the end. Yeah, some definite contrast there. That's nice. Me likey. That's some big, thick black lines there too. I'm not sure it's going to be too fine to see in the camera. Let's see if I can flip it around and give you a better idea. But that's pretty nice. Let's see. Can I get it focus? Focus, camera. Fucking no way. Because I can't put my hand here because it's fucking hot. Oh, there it is. Look at that. Definite contrast. Nice dark line in the middle there.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
Yep. It looks good. I'm happy with that. Very nice. Whew.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's good. It's good.
That has turned out quite nice. I like that.
Yeah. Yeah, Dollar Shave Club's good. I wish I could get a sponsorship from them, but they only sponsor people with only like 10,000. No, you're not.
I'm not out of that. That
Oh, good luck forging that thin with Damascus.
no, I'm thinking about.
I'm still here. Sorry guys, I just hit the back button accidentally. Yep, the Forge Cast is a good way to search for it. That's it. Whew. Anyway, so there you go, bar of Damascus. It's roughly 8 inches long, I imagine. Okay, not quite. 7 inches long. Yeah, 7 inches long. And it's at its thickest, it's like 5/8, 10 mil. Not 5/8. 5/8? Christ, I can't remember. It's an eighth of an inch. An eighth of an inch is 3.2. So then that would be 3/8. 3/8 thick. And then the smallest, it is, well, it was a little bit over a quarter. It's 8 mil. It's a little bit tapered. But yeah. So it's 3/8 to 8 mil, which is like, I don't know, like 5/16, something like that.
I don't know.
Yeah, it's about 5/16. How about that?
Silly imperial measurements.
Oh, sorry, Hans. Can refresh. I'm still here. But yeah, so that's finished. That's ready to go. I will turn that into some knives, I think. Probably. Damascus knives. It's a thing. Yeah. And then yeah, we'll make stuff out of it. Maybe we'll make something out of it in the next stream. If you have an idea. Actually, there's an idea. We'll use this for the next stream.
Yeah.
So next stream, we're going to make something out of this. I'll put up a poll on my community tab asking which design you like best. I will come up with a couple of ideas for what I can make out of that much Damascus. And we'll see what we can do. I definitely want to turn it into ladder pattern though. Because I like ladder pattern.
Yeah, let's turn it into ladder pattern.
Mini Kopesh. No. You want a Puko? Well, I have a Puko on my store, on my Etsy store, funnily enough. No, I'm not making a twist pattern because it's already flat bar. I'm going to make ladder pattern. I've already forged Pucos on my live streams before, Alan. Jesus. And I have one for sale on my Etsy store. If you want one, go buy it. Cheers, Foxron. Thank you very much. Bloody Alan. He's already won a knife. Now he's asking me for another one. But it's not the same. Make a harpoon point stabby thing. Yeah, well, harpoon points are kind of my thing, aren't they?
Yeah, harpoon point would look good with lead pattern.
Yeah, it would. Probably not enough material there for a proper harpoon point. No, think about it. Ed wants the Puko. Yeah, well, you can go buy it then. I will be mailing that that winning knife out to you on Monday, Alan, by the way. I've been caught up making bloody hex orcs. Made 5 of these bloody things. Chef knife. Fair enough. Alright, well, with that being said, thank you very much for joining the stream. Hope you all enjoyed. We are out. It's been 2 hours and 18 minutes. You want a hex orc? Buy one, Jared. I will have several available. If you make a pre-order, I will keep one for you. Who won the knife? Curiosity Forge. Alan did. Thank you very much all for watching. Have a good night. Have a good morning if you're here in Australia, or an afternoon if you're over in the eastern states. But anyway, I will see you guys in my next video, which will be on Wednesday. I have no idea what it's going to be about at this point. I keep promising that I'm going to do that hammer, the hammer techniques video. I'm also promising that I keep doing that collaboration that I've got to get to. So there's a lot of stuff that I need to do. I've been so distracted trying to make stuff that makes me money at the moment that it's been hard to keep up with that kind of thing. Anyway, guys, take it easy. Have a good time. Have a fantastic week. I will see you on Wednesday.